Yo doers, what's up? It's your boy Happy Chap here, and welcome back to another Tutorial Tuesday. That's right, and we're doing it. The all crop, mega crop farm. You guys wanted a tutorial on it, so you need 10 villagers. So get them prepped and ready, and have them near the farm where you're gonna build it too, because this can be tricky. And prerequisite, yeah, iron again for this one. We need hoppers. You can use mine cards, but hoppers are, yeah. These are the items you need. Pretty straightforward. And there's the redstone stuff that you need too as well. Bring along your beds in order to coax the villagers towards the farm at nighttime. Bring a boat too in order to plop out however many you need at a time. Your light sources. And now, let's get into it. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build up and we're going to start the frame of the farm. So you're going to want to build up at least 4 or 5 blocks into the air. And then this is a 4-sided farm and we're going to be starting on the center here. So we're going to go 1, 2. And what we basically need to do is we need to do a center 9x9 crop and then 4 9x9 crops on each side of it. So that's 1, 2, and here's the easiest way to do this. This is going to be the first corner that we're going to start on. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, turn. Okay, and there's our first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's our first 9x9 square right there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do another 9x9 off of each side here. So 1, okay, and once you're all done, this is what you should have. So you should have your 5 9x9 squares, okay? And now, dirt everywhere. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing for all 4 sides here. What we're going to do is we're going to remove this center one here, place a hopper going onto the inside, behind it, lower half slab, that's where a villager is going to stand. 2 high pillar on each side with a temporary block in the center. On the back side, you're gonna have 2 more pillars, and then you're gonna take a trap door, put it up top, and close it down for now. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna repeat the same thing for, like I said, all 4 sides. Okay, just like so. So they're all the same. That's what they look like from the front side. This block right here is temporary. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get 4 beds, okay? And you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and 4. You want the heads of the beds to be right here. Actually, it might even be better if we put the heads of the beds right in. We'll see. And now, by now, it should pretty much be close to nighttime if you are doing this. I mean, you guys can tell I'm on a little bit of a... And what you're going to do is you're going to wait till nighttime, and then you're just going to get 2 villagers into the boat. Set them free, they should link up to the beds, and then just do that for another 2 villagers. If they have a hard time, you can just push them. Okay, and you can see all 4 of them have linked up to the beds and are on their way up. This guy's just being a little slow. And it's as easy as this. You want to make sure you do this at nighttime too, so that way they don't move around too much. That's it. No minecarts, no nothing. Oh yeah, put the bed's head right. Oh, see how simple that was? Okay, now that we've got all 4 guys in place, like so, ta-da, same thing for all 4 of them. We're gonna go rail, hopper minecart, remove the rail from underneath it, and this will allow us to put a trap door above it. We can now remove the temporary block, and right there, this is for our crop farm. So you can see the hopper minecart does not get interfered with whatsoever. That guy cannot escape and jump free. And whichever crops you want to put on this side, you absolutely could. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to surround this with either our walls or our fences, whichever you're building with. Doesn't really matter. Decorate it to your world. Minecart. Okay, pretty straightforward. Beautiful. Okay, now the center of each one of these crop farms, we're going to remove a block, place some stairs, then we're going to put some water inside of it. That's going to allow this to be turned into whichever crop farm that we now want. So you can put carrots, potatoes, beetroot, whichever you want in here, and also get your villager in place. Okay, now ideally, you want to get these guys in place right when the sun sets and the moon starts to come up, and then quickly put your walls in place. And then we're going to do the same thing 4 more times. So we're going to go down and get the beds. Put 1 bed in each one of these crop fields, or whatever's going to be a crop field. And then just set the next 4 guys free and repeat that thing over and over again. Okay, and this can be a little tricky, but all you have to do is just kind of keep replacing the bed until the one guy or the proper guy links up to it. We're just waiting on you, pal. I seen your little green things. You can't go there. Okay, I shall set you free. And then you're just going to place one more trapdoor right here in order to stop these guys from being able to jump up on top of the trapdoor in that little area there. And now nobody can mess with anything and everything should be good. Trapdoor. Okay, and you can already see we have a zombie-less iron farm already going to, which is kind of sweet. But once you have everything all done, this is what you should have here. Believe it or not, they can't walk through the open corners like that, which is hilarious. And this is pretty much what each pod should look like right there. You want to make sure they're just communicating, but nobody is interfering with the minecarts. Put your water in the center on a piece of stairs like so. That's going to allow you to turn everything here into some crops. Okay, once he takes up the trade, you can just give him whichever crops that you want and turn each of these into whichever, crop fields that you would like to. Okay, and with all crops and all farmers in place, this is what you should have. Possibly even an iron golem too as well. Just make sure you can't jump up on anything and, squash your crops. And now on two opposite corners or the side corners each, it doesn't really matter. It's completely up to you. What we're going to do is we're going to step down one, and then we're going to do another 9x9 crop field right here, but one block lower. And we're going to turn each of these corner ones into automatic wheat farms. I like to bring my walls out like so. And then right here's where I'm going to put my composter. Bring my walls up and out. And then I put a trap door right there in the top. Now, once we get our villager in place, we're going to do the same thing. Water in the center right here. Turn this all into our wheat fields. Okay, and you can see he wants to try and get out here. So this is where we're going to put his composter. And what we can do is we can actually let him link up to it. Come on now. Okay, once he becomes a farmer, now what we're going to do is we're going to trade with him once, so we need to get some wheat. And that's going to lock in his farmer trade so that he's always going to want to pick and do what he needs to do throughout the day once these crops do grow up. So we're going to repeat this same thing on both sides. Get them in place. That was beautiful. 10 out of 10, bud. 10 out of 10. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Get the other guy in place. Okay, so again, each side should look like this. Okay, now in the middle here, what we're going to do is we're going to dig out the center one. Stairs, water, and then from the corner, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Boop, 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 boop. And just hit every other one. And now what you're going to do is you're going to go half melon and half pumpkin. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to take your observers, face it down, aiming at those seeds. You can now stand up top and just do this right from up here. Just as you can see, the box shows up. Just aim at your seed. Okay, now if you've got a Lytra, this is super easy. All you have to do is just do the little jumping, sliding technique, and then from underneath, you're going to place all of your pistons facing downward. Just fill every little gap in between all of the observers here. Okay, like so. And now what we need to do is we need to jump back up and just place some redstone dust on top of every single one of these observers here. You can even put a solid block here in the center. Actually, let's make that a light source. Ta-da! And now all you want to do is just put another light source here. Well, you can put them there if you would like to. But you need to just basically close this off so that way no melons or pumpkins go flying out everywhere. Okay, once you're all done, this is what you should have. So you should have your 6 crop fields with your melon farm or your melon pumpkin farm. As you can see, all of the crops are starting to grow. Villagers are wandering around looking for something to do. Now we just need to work on the collection system. Okay, now imagine your collection system as a corner perspective. So we're going to have all of the hoppers flowing in and then towards this little center area right here before we get the actual sweet berry farms in place too as well. Now this is basically going to be mirrored. So we're going to do one on this side and it's going to be the same thing on the opposite side. So towards the inside of the farm here, okay, melons are above us. What we're going to do is we're going to put down a temporary block with a hopper running into it, another one running into that one, and then run a row on the back side going into that hopper right there. And now we're going to put the rest of the hoppers all flowing into a row going that direction. Okay, so all the hoppers are flowing towards this way and then feeding into this one hopper right here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go temporary block there with 2 hoppers running into it like so. And off of this hopper, what we're going to do is we're actually going to set up an item sorter. So that's what we're going to set up. right there, coming off of the first hopper, comparator, repeater underneath, redstone torch on the front side like so, and then 3 pieces of redstone dust coming down. Now we can run a hopper going into that comparator, with another one coming out going into a temporary block right like that. Okay, so that is what you should have. Now what we're going to do is we're going to crack this sucker open right there, and then we're going to run 4 droppers all going up into this little hole. So you're going to have to remove this fence, dropper, have another one facing in, put the fence back down on top of it. We're going to stomp this crop right here, and then we're going to take a trap door and place it facing up in order to catch that crop. Okay, just like this. And sometimes it even helps to put another one on top of it, facing up like that in order to stop them from jumping. We're going to come back down and under. We're going to run another hopper going into that dropper, then solid block, comparator, solid block, with a piece of redstone dust behind it, solid block, repeater, with another piece of redstone dust. This piece of redstone dust is going to run out and over to this. And now we're going to go observer facing down into that, reading that signal so you can see the observer's face. Piece of redstone dust with another observer reading that piece of redstone dust right there. So with that all done, this is what you should have here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come to this hopper, reading into this comparator. We're going to put 4 locking blocks and then our first set of weed seeds. We're just going to run one more hopper coming out like so. And basically what's going to happen now is anytime this farmer starts to pick some crops here, the hoppers are going to pick them up. Any extra weed seeds are going to get collected through the system and spit back up into this guy's hands. And the wheat should end up coming out from this little output right here. So that's the system right there. It's pretty straightforward. It looks complicated, but it's just an item sorter with, an observer firing system here on the side. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to take that and you're going to mirror it on this side right here for this crop. So from the inside on that second one right there, we're going to have a hopper coming out to it. We're going to run a row of hoppers going into that one more on the opposite side, and then all of our hoppers feeding down and into that row right there. Temporary, 2 hoppers going into it. We're going to do the item sorter off of this first one. Same thing as that side. We'll mirror the output going this direction, with our double trapdoor to catch the crops in order for him to pick them up and keep doing what he needs to do. Hopper going into it, off of the hopper, solid block, comparator, solid block, redstone dust, solid block, repeater, redstone dust, redstone dust, redstone dust, redstone dust, observer reading the redstone dust with another piece on top of it, and then an observer reading that piece of redstone dust. When everything's all said and done, you should have both systems here with their item sorters facing towards the inside, like so. Be sure you lock your hopper and put your weed seeds in there too as well in order to catch them. Okay, now where the melon farm is, you can see this is the center right here where the stairs are, where the water is. What we're going to do is we're going to leave a 1 block gap, and then we're going to do a 7 by 7 square underneath it. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's a 7 by 7 right there. Now this can get a little tricky, but we can do this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put a temporary block here on the end, and we're just going to run a row of hoppers going into it. You can even connect it up to the main system here if you would like to, but we'll do that afterwards. Okay, and then from underneath here in the center, we're going to remove 5 blocks, put in our redstone blocks like so, and basically from as far out as you could reach, try to place down a rail. I'll show you a picture from above of what it should actually look like. Okay, and with that done, we are pretty much almost done, doers. That's it. All we have to do now is, however you would like to, connect these up to the main system here, so we can bring these over with our hoppers. Okay, like so. So it's all feeding over. Now what we're going to want to do is we're also going to want to feed those into the system. So that's those 2 first front crop farms connected to the system. Now the back ones, we just have to run a row of hoppers going over. Like so. And then the same thing on this side. Like so. And now this is where we're going to put our chests and our collection system and everything, but we're just going to leave it like this for now. Oh, look at that. We've got potatoes coming in and beetroot too already. Must have threw that guy. Oh, here comes some carrots now already. Okay, sweet deal, boys. Sweet deal. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get the sweet berries in place. It's up to you guys what you want to put on the corners here, but we want to maximize the utilization of all of the farmers here. So we want to be able to sell them all the crops that we can, even when other stuff is out of stock. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing that we did on this side, but we actually don't even need any water for this one. So we're just going to step it down and out 1, 2, 3, like so. Then we're going to turn the corner, we're going to bring it in, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's what you should have. And now we're just going to make this crop farm, or this little crop field, 3 wide in total, because you'll see that this sweet berry farm is actually pretty efficient, especially with 2 foxes. Okay, we're going to wall this off like so. Plant some sweet berries in here, and then we need to get our foxes and put our foxes in place. Okay, and just like that, we're good to go. And then below us here, what we need to do is we need to set up the same collection system that we have right there for the melon farms. Okay, so just something simple like that, where it goes back and forwards and collects everything, bounces off these outside ones here. We're just going to power these rails like so. We can take our minecarts, and we're good to go. Now we just need to go out, get our foxes in place, and then, and now it's up to you guys. You guys can collect from the minecarts, or you can connect it up to the system here. So we're just going to depower this. We'll put in a temporary block, run some hoppers going into it, run our rails going back on top of those hoppers there. Okay, so for reference, that's what it looks like. Okay, and just like that, your sweet berries are ready to be connected up to the main system here, which already has some carrots in it. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to repeat that on this side right here in the corner. Get our foxes in place, and essentially we are done. Okay, and now I put 2 foxes on each side in the hardcore world, and the rates of sweet berries are pretty insane from these 4. So it's up to you guys if you want to do 2 or if you want to do 1 on each side. But yeah, I mean, it gets pretty quick. Did I even set the minecart off here? No, I didn't. And make sure you put the minecart in the system too, so that way everything gets collected. Okay, now believe it or not, the sweet berry farms, these outside corner farms, are the farms that actually take away from the uniformity of everything down here. So it's up to you guys how you want to connect those up to the system. I'm going to leave it as is. We've already got melons coming in. We've got carrots. We had potatoes coming in from the other fields too as well. Okay, I'm going to show you in a bird's eye view. Okay, so here's what everything looks like from above for the hopper perspective, okay? Okay, that square in the center is the outline of the center 9x9 crop field. That's the hopper system there for the wheat fields on the side, with the dropper and collection system and everything going in there. Again, it's just mirrored on the opposite side. You're going to want to obviously light this place up and decorate it as is or however you feel like it. We're doing a little bit of a tick warp right now just so that you guys can see that these guys are all productive. They're all ready and doing something. It seems like the wheat farmers are composting, but that shouldn't be an issue. It's just going to it might slow down the rates a little bit. So yeah, there it is right there, you guys. The all-crop mega crop farm. Look at me in the full suit. I haven't seen this thing in a while because I've always been wearing armor. But that's it right there. The all-crop mega crop farm. I'll make sure I put this one in a world download for you guys too as well. I'll put it in the description. And if it's not in the description, it'll be on the website. One or the other. Thank you all again so much for watching. Leave a like. Be sure to subscribe. Shop Happy Chapman for your world downloads like I said. And I will definitely see you guys on the next one. I'm sure there's some optimizations you could use or put into this place to make it a little bit better. But nonetheless, it's still pretty sweet. Peace.